Ahoy, hoy, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Disney Dining Show. I'm Craig, and today I'll be talking Disney dining with you alongside other people such as Erica Resnick.
Hi, friends.
And Rhino.
Yummy, yummy.
So we are going to do part 2 of our Eat, Treat, or Trash series, and we are going to change it up. We're still at Magic Kingdom for this one, but we got a bunch of great suggestions saying we should define it a little bit more rather than us all, looking at the restaurants and saying what we would put into the different categories. Let's get a little bit more particular on it. So that's exactly what we are going to do with this group today. And then I threw in a fun little bonus. So we're going through 5 different rounds of Eat, Treat, or Trash. And we're going to get to that in a second, but before we get there, I do need to remind you this is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. If you like our content and you want to support us, you can always book a vacation through Dreams Unlimited Travel. It costs you no extra money, and you get the support of one of the awesome Dreams Unlimited Travel agents who will bend over backwards to make your vacation as magical as it possibly could be. So head over to dreamsunlimitedtravel.com today for a free, no obligation quote. Okay, now, we're not doing this on individual food items except for one category. We're going to do this by the restaurants. I didn't want to get too crazy in the individual food categories food items, because then at that point, if you haven't had it, then it doesn't make it as fun except on paper. Like, oh yeah, maybe that one I put there, that one put it there, blah, blah, blah. I kept it to the restaurant, but I did a fun one where we are just going to do some treats to kind of be as like a warm-up for this.
Mm-hmm.
And treats that, while you could potentially find all over Walt Disney World, definitely have a Magic Kingdom feel to them. So for our first round of Eat, Treat, and Trash, Eat, Treat, or Trash, because we have to put them in all the categories in that way, as we've gone over before, we have legendary snacks, I would say. Perhaps maybe even iconic snacks.
Oh.
I'm sure some of you can guess them right now, what snacks we're going to be putting up for debate. But the 3 snacks we have: Dole Whip, Mickey Bar, or a Mickey ice cream sandwich. Eat, treat, or trash. And who wants to start? With your reasoning.
I'll do it.
You'll start? Okay.
Yep. Okay. So eat is like my forever, right?
Yes. The one that you would get every single time. That your stalwart, your go-to.
Oh, maybe I wasn't as secure in my answer as I thought I was. I guess I'll go with Dole Whip for that one. I feel like that's a solid bet. I feel like, because if you're saying I'm committed, I'm getting it every time I go, I feel like the Dole Whip mentally feels like a better option to do repeatedly, especially in the hot sun. Dairy is not always the best choice for us. Milk was a bad decision. But I like that it can be a little tart. It can be refreshing. And you know what I actually had for the first time this weekend? The pineapple upside down cake with the Dole Whip on top of it at the Magic Kingdom. And it was wonderful. And so you know what? I'm putting a ring on it. And so I'm going to eat that baby. And like the Irish suggested, eat the rich. But I'm going to then move over, and my treat is always going to be the Mickey ice cream sandwich, because it is far superior than that garbage trash, the bar, whatever. I don't even look at them.
The premium
ice cream bar. I saw later, I went to a DVC event where it included the ice cream things. They were sprawled out on a counter, and I said, no. Even while they're here within my grasp, I could have swept them into a backpack, and I said, no, thank you. I'd rather not have a single one of these. And I went with the ice cream sandwich. It's just better. The little sandwich, the little chocolate, it's good.
Listen, we have to hold our tongues for the current time while we're going through all of this, because we don't want to give ours away. But I mean, that obviously, as you just stated, that means your trash would be
premium ice cream bar. Throw it in the garbage. You take one bite, that garbage breaks apart, falls on your clothes. It's gross. It's covered in dark chocolate. Yuck. And it's just trash all around. It's just, people just want it for a cute photo op. The quality ice cream treat is the far superior Mickey ice cream sandwich.
Now, I was going to let Erica go next, but because you and I have the exact same lineup, I'm just going to interject in here real quickly because you said everything pretty much spot on to how I would say it too. Especially like with the ice cream sandwich, when we call that a treat, like I never get those anymore unless it's like Disney After Hours or Moonlight Magic, something like that. I will go out of my way to eat as many as those as possible. That's my real treat moment.
How many do you eat?
How many do I eat at those parties?
Bare minimum.
Minimum 2. I will do 2, which is like disgusting knowing like, yeah, I'm consuming close to 1,000 calories in ice cream sandwiches in a night and more saturated fat than my body probably ever needs in its lifetime. But those are a true treat for me. I will not get those on an average day, but during a special party like that where they're free, absolutely. Mickey ice cream bar, I think the last one that I physically had to pay for was because I needed a photo for this website for it, and I wish I didn't even have to spend this company's money on it.
This website?
Yes.
Because the way you said it, it sounded like a sketchy website.
No.
Take the picture.
Yeah. It was MickeyBars.com.
Yeah.
No, it was this website. I felt trashy even buying it just for the photo. And then Dole Whip, you know what? It's consistent. It's always the same. It's like a marriage. So yeah, I could be there with it. Erica, you.
I am very opposite in this. For me, my eat is going to be the premium bar. I grew up loving that ice cream, and even though I can't have it anymore, I truly miss it. I was the
good
person,
luck with your divorce.
I was the person that when they started selling the ones at Publix, I bought boxes. Okay, so that I could have Mickey ice cream at home.
I did invest in a box or two of those.
Yeah, I had, and I
Wow.
and I hate to
Wow.
say it, but I preferred those from Publix better than the one in the park.
Question about those, since you both had them. Also, I said good luck on your divorce, not because Erica is actually getting divorced, but because the marry category is the eat. But were those milk chocolate too, or were they supposed to be just like they were in the park? Because in the park, I think they're dark chocolate.
I believe they're the exact same
They're just like
chocolate
smaller.
as in the parks. It's just because they're smaller. I feel like the ratio it shouldn't work better, but for me, they actually do work better at home.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, I loved those, but I just have so many like memories. So having to commit to something, I'm gonna commit to the premium bar. My treat, that's the Dole Whip. Okay. Because when I had to stop eating dairy, I was like, well, what am I going to eat now when I want a sweet treat? And then I met Dole Whip.
Yep.
And I fell in love with her. And so that's my treat. Whenever I want something a little nice, I'm going to get a Dole Whip. I have not ever had a good experience with the Mickey sandwich. So that's my trash.
Oh, trash for Erica. Is a trash opinion from Erica.
Yes, and that's okay.
I was going to say, I'll be a trash panda in her garbage can and just get those. That sounds too gross.
It does. It sounds really gross, but we will respect your opinion on this. There are no wrong opinions.
Thank you.
So you know what? I
Except for
disagree
that
with you adamantly. I will probably pull like an Andy Bernard after this and go punch a hole in one of Pete's walls. But it's okay. I can withhold my rage.
But
for
the
just a
best
little
part
bit.
about that is if I'm ever given one, I'm going to hand it to either one of you.
Deal.
Okay. All right, Chuck.
Back in good graces. Back in my good graces for this one. So, okay, that was fun. So, for Rhino and I, we said eat the Dole Whip, treat the Mickey sandwich, and trash the Mickey bar. Erica is eat the Mickey bar, treat the Dole Whip, and trash the sandwich. Just making sure we're all up to speed on this, okay? So now we're going to get into the real categories, and we're going to start with what I would believe to be hard in terms of the quick service food categories. So our first round of quick service, eat, treat, or trash, we have Pinocchio's Village House. We have Cosmic Ray's Starlight Cafe. And then we have Tortuga Tavern. Eat, treat, or trash. The choice is yours.
Okay, I think I can go.
Okay, go.
Okay, so the one I'm always like, the one that you'd be like, you'd go to that one, eat. I feel like I might have trashed it in an episode before, but I think it's Cosmic Rays. because I think you always know what you're getting with Cosmic Rays. So it's old, reliable. But sometimes they have like featured items, right? So every now and then they mix up the menu. Not always good, but it's always there. And you've got Sunny Eclipse playing you a tune while you're doing it, right? Usually, sometimes, not always. He sometimes is taking naps, that crazy guy. Anyway.
I believe he's off planet.
Off planet. Yeah. But then Pinocchio Village House, that I'm going to say is a treat because I feel like I'll go there specifically when we're filming dining videos, but there'll be something like we're excited to try. And then I'll also feel like a little fancy and you go outdoors, upstairs, and you sit up there and you're like, oh, I own this place now because you're like on the second level. And I love a good, like the same with like Wine Bar George at Disney Springs. I love when you're on a second level and you can look out. It's like, ooh, look at this view, even though I'm only 10 feet in the air.
Okay.
But so I'm going to say that. And there is no question in my mind. I think Trash Tortuga Tavern because I didn't even know it was a thing until I thought it was a place that was just literally never open. And then when it is open, I feel like it's just like chicken fingers and disappointment.
It's one of the ones after we were done recording the very first one. I realized after I was like, that is. Yeah. I mean, I have eaten there multiple times over the past couple of years, but I feel like I always have some sort of problem with it. And it was like, it dawned on me. I was like, why wouldn't I trash that? Because I chose Tony's. And I was like, no, it really should have been. Tortuga.
Tortuga's
but
best.
I'm not saying that that's on
area.
my list here. I might have a different list right now. We'll go with Erica's next.
Okay. So my eat is going to be Pinocchio's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
She loves a flatbread.
They have like the best dairy-free pizza. But
and if you fold it in half, you got a flop over.
You got a flop over. You got the classic case of the flop overs.
Similar to what you said about sitting outside, like on the top of Pinocchio's, that's how I feel sitting by the window, waving at everybody, going on It's a Small World.
Top of Pinocchio's, looking down on the Magic Kingdom.
I don't know what it is. I think because like my dad and I did it a lot when I was a kid. We'd sit there and wave at all the boats. I love that part of Pinocchio's. And I mean, I love pizza. Can't go wrong with the pizza. My treat is going to be Cosmic Rays because I love Sunny Eclipse. And if I can just get in there for a moment with a half decent meal to listen to his set, I am happy. I'm all good. Trash Tortuga. I forgot it even existed. All right. I walk past by it, eyes closed. I just forget that it's there. So that definite trash.
Well, this is a lot of fun because I can say for the second time in a row, I have a list that matches one other person in here, but this time it is Erica. And a lot of the reasons are the exact same. Pinocchio's, flatbreads, pizzas, Italian fare, whatever you have it. It's one of those things where it's not offensive. I could literally eat it every single time. And I do love sitting on that balcony. I do love looking down on Small World. It's just not offensive. It's just something that it's like a stalwart of, you know what? I could go there and get that. And they got chicky tendies there too. So that is also important to keep in mind. Of course, treat for Cosmic Rays, not as much for Sunny Eclipse as much as I do love SE. I don't need to see him every single time. A lot of times I'll actually sit in a different part of the restaurant or outside, but I always feel like there's one thing on that menu where it's like, oh, I could treat myself to that. It's maybe a little bit more indulgent, a specialty burger, a specialty sandwich, but every now and then I will. And Tortuga Tavern, truly, it was one of the most offensive barbecues I've ever tasted at that restaurant, and I just feel like it's a half thought of a restaurant because really it's served best as overflow seating for Pecos Bill. So trash it. Just trash it. Do something else with the concept. Put in a better snack stand there or something. I don't know. Make that the spring roll. Everyone loves spring rolls in Adventureland. Just make that a dedicated spring roll restaurant. Do anything with that. But for sure, it is a trash. So to recap once again, for the Erica and Craig in the room, we have eat Pinocchio's Village House, treat Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe, and trash Tortuga Tavern. And for Rhino, he is similar, as in he is trashing Tortuga Tavern, but he's eating Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe and treating Pinocchio's Village House. So that takes us to the next part of the quick service that we are putting up. Pecos Bill, Tall Tale Inn and Cafe, Casey's Corner, and Columbia Harbor House.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, who is starting this one? I can start this one since I haven't done one yet.
You do
If
it.
you need more time to think.
started.
You do it.
Okay. So for me, my eat is not going to change. I believe from what I said on the original edition with this, my every time eat is still going to be Casey's Corner. And I understand from that one, there's a bunch of people who disagree with that and think their hot dogs are garbage. I don't get that. Whether you're choosing mini corn dog nuggets or you're choosing one of their hot dogs, to me, there is something that Disney injects into those hot dogs that is not scientifically correct that makes them more
Mutant
delicious
dogs.
than anything else. Like even if you have a regular one and not the foot long, it's still just I have never been let down with a dog there. I've been let down with the toppings on the dog, but not the dog itself. And sometimes, yeah, you have a stale bun, but again, the dog is solid.
That's a yes for me, dog.
Yeah, that's a good. And the way the beads of moisture sweats off the beads.
Oh,
Beads of moisture sweat off those hot dogs. My gosh, it's a true treat. So I'm eating every day Casey's, and I'm going to say my short life was worth it.
You're sweaty. That sweaty hot dog.
My sweaty hot dog was worth it. For my treat.
God, that audio clip alone is terrible.
Fantastic.
Okay.
For my treat, I'm going with Columbia Harbor House.
Oh.
You know what? Maybe I can't always stomach a warm bowl of chowder all the time. Maybe sometimes I'm not in the mood for a piece of fish or greasy stuff that was deep fried in there with fish, shrimp, whatever have you of the seafood delicacies. It's a great spot. One of my favorite places to sit in all of Magic Kingdom and have that view out towards Haunted Mansion and Liberty Square. It's a great thing in terms of seating in the interior of the restaurant, but I'm not going there every time. I'm treating myself every now and then to a nice fish meal and a good view, and maybe even a bowl of fish. Chowder. But then that obviously, it's hard to say, but that's why this was a hard category. I have to trash Pecos Bill, Tall Tale Inn and Cafe. As Rhino pointed out in the last one of these that we did, the Toppins bar has been sorely missed. And while I think that like the Tex-Mex concept has some merit to it, to me, I'm eating a lot of Tex-Mex at home and outside of Walt Disney World, and I shouldn't bring the outside world into it, but I am in this, and I would rather go to the other two, and that's why it has to go to the trash for me. Sorry,
basura. Who's gonna go next?
Aaron's going.
I'm
next.
ready.
We need a break between the men talking.
My eat is Casey's. All right.
Yep.
Casey's never goes wrong. All right. Even if I'm just going for the simplest of things like French fries. Okay. There is something different about their French fries to me. I couldn't tell you what it is, but Casey's is just always there. Okay. My treat is going to be Pecos. I love a good taco. It's the one place where I can get a kid's meal and really like feel full afterwards and not spend a lot of money. So I like it. This really hurts my heart because I don't want to have to trash Columbia Harbor House, but that's just the way that the game goes, is the way the cookie is crumbling. So sorry, Columbia Harbor House, but you gotta go.
So you are turning your back on lobster rolls.
Lobster.
You can't eat it anyways because there's dairy in that.
Yeah,
You're turning your back
mayonnaise
on grilled salmon.
A tuna fish sandwich.
It's hard for me because like I always used to eat there, and I love the second floor. If you get that really good seating, that's like on the bridge and you can see out to both sides.
Yeah,
I love that area. So it breaks my heart, but I'd much rather go eat at Pecos than go to Columbia Harbor House. There's just more options.
I get it. I'm just lost in thought now. Yeah, probably the lobster roll wouldn't have dairy. It's just the mayonnaise. So
Mayonnaise.
all you have
Yeah.
is the eggs, not anything else in it.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's
I
always
haven't eaten there in a while, to be fair. But
yeah. It's always just so milky that sometimes I think
I know.
where's the moisture coming from?
I
Aioli.
don't know.
I don't.
I
I
don't know.
used
Sorry.
to love their mac and cheese.
I'm
I used to be
self-reflecting.
obsessed with their mac and cheese, but that's no longer
Okay.
an option for me.
Okay.
But
Rhino,
that's
we
my
have
list.
I appreciate your list. I appreciate you. Rhino,
Different list from both of you.
but what about you?
I got an eat. Is Pecos Bill. I feel like it's the one I always will walk over to and be like, "What? Yes, I do agree. The Toppins bar is not what it once was. Unfortunately, hopefully someday. Although if it gets rethemed, who knows? But I still think like I love Tex-Mex. It's just like what you said. Like I'd eat like Mexican food any time of the day. Tex-Mex, 100%, all that stuff. But I am going to say my treat is Casey's Corner because I do love those hot dogs so bad. But I think about it as like, I don't always go in there because I'll do it when it is that specialty hot dog, when we're doing the videos or the whatever. And I'm like, and I'm never mad about it.
Yeah.
Never mad about it. And they're, you know what? They're good. And that's why I'm always like, I like to be like, you're my treat.
I
You're
know.
my treat. I sweet talk those hot dogs.
It's like I've been in your house many times, and you always have hot dogs in the refrigerator at your house, but you're like, no, I don't want to eat the hot dog here. I want to eat it out of the house.
Yes, I take it on a little date. We take a little walk, and then when we end that walk, I murder it and eat it. Yeah, so that means I got to trash Columbia Harbor House, which honestly, like, I feel like it's a solid place. Like, you can go in. I like sitting on the bridge area up top, but it doesn't really hold any. Like, if you just need a sandwich, it's fine. But it's like it's not bad. I just don't have a history there.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that's fine. The thing I say about Columbia Harbor House, though, is when people are like, what's something healthy I can get? I too try to point them to Columbia Harbor House.
Yeah.
Because outside of the fried options there, I do feel like you can at least feel somewhat healthy.
I'm not
eating
kidding.
there.
The tuna fish sandwich was like a
They
good
haven't
solid.
had-
where you're
I
like,
don't think they've had that on the menu for
oh,
years, though, Rhino.
jeez,
Let me
great.
look
I'm
at it.
living in the past.
Yeah, I believe you're living in the past on that. They do have a good salad there that I had last time I reviewed it. Let me see. Nope, I don't believe it's on the menu
I'll
anymore.
have to swing back
The lobster
through
roll's
then.
still on there. There's a shrimp boil on there currently as of the time we're recording this. Anything can change. Grilled shrimp skewer though, like that's
I
something
could have
that's
that. Yeah,
that's
I
super.
love shrimp.
Yeah, and the grilled salmon, of course, on there that
love
is
salmon.
also healthy. So like, yeah, I mean, we should probably review this place sometime soon. Rhino, they have something I know you'd love. PB&J Uncrustable,
Oh, is it $7? Are you paying the price of an entire pack for it?
$4.79, buddy.
Oh, cheaper.
It's okay.
Cheaper.
So I'm not going to recap that one because it was all over the place. Everyone had something different, but two of you had trash
Columbia.
for Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
Two of us had eat for Casey's.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I was the odd man out.
Pecos was the one that was in a different place for all of
Yeah.
us, which is weird.
Yeah.
Wild.
Wild,
Wow.
wild and
Wow.
crazy stuff.
Unrelated to this, watched a little bit of Cars last night.
Ka-chow.
Oh.
Always good. Always good stuff. Okay, moving on. We're now going to venture into table service restaurants. And okay, I'll start with this one just because I'm not as passionate about it. But eat, treat, or trash. We have Tony's Town Square Restaurant, the Skipper Canteen, and then Plaza Restaurant.
Oh,
Eat, treat, or trash.
this is terrible because I've actually. Can you maybe read some of the menu? I've never been to either of the two of those.
Okay.
I've only been to one of those places, and it was when it first opened. I know we weren't supposed to say
Your
that.
failure.
but-
Tony's Town Square is Italian.
yeah, I knew
Not
that.
made well.
It's. I don't know what the Plaza offers.
The Plaza, okay, I will read you their current menu.
They've got
Erica, any thoughts
milkshakes.
on that?
Just a quick. Just a.
Oh my gosh. Like, am I the host of this? Should I have shown up prepared?
No.
Okay. Fantastic. Hey, then I'd be the host of the DIS Unplugged.
What?
I'm not insulting it. I'm insulting the host in general. It's like, blah, blah, blah. I'm not insulting Pete.
Plaza's good though.
I know. I was going to say.
I know, it seemed like it, but Pete hasn't been here for a month, so
I knew-
I'm insulting Rhino
I
and
knew
Panda.
it was directed at me,
What
but
an
I was
insult.
like, when this airs, people will be like, "What?"
I know, because it's going to air probably. It's going to air before Pete's back, but everyone's going to be like, that's a hard dig at Pete. It's like, no, it's on Rhino and Panda.
They'll do my favorite thing and tag that person who wasn't part of the conversation into the
Yeah.
conversation. You're like, wow, cool. Thanks,
Perfect.
everybody.
It's perfect.
Love it.
So right now on the menu for Plaza, they have meatloaf, chicken sandwich, chili impossible burger, Main Street burger, sirloin steak salad,
Okay,
and a
I already know.
Reuben.
That was good. I just need a little tease. Good. Boom.
Are you ready?
Yep.
And the floor is yours.
Okay, so I would say that my eat place would be Skipper Canteen. I really have only, I think I've been once, but I tried to get everybody to go the last time I was at Magic Kingdom because I was kind of like, should we just eat here? So I am really interested in eating there again. And that's always the place that I always think in my head I'm drawn to when people are like table service. And I'm like, well, some places are more expensive than others. And I'm like, is this one expensive? I don't know because I'd like to go in there. So that's why I'm saying eat for that one. Plus, I like the inside and the decor and the theming and everything is really cool. My treat is going to be the Plaza because you read that menu and I was like, that sounds like some stuff I would try that I'd love to treat myself and go to a restaurant I've never been to before. But Tony's, from everything I've heard, two things. I don't like eating Italian food out. I'd rather that somebody make it for me at their house because I always think it's better homemade than like eating in a restaurant. Also, like I don't want to eat Italian food while I'm at the Magic Kingdom because one, I can't just get to my car. It's a whole journey to get out of there. So it's like however you're gonna feel gross because you're heavy when you eat Italian food. I feel like, and I don't want to feel like that at the Magic Kingdom. It's the worst place in the world to feel like that. So
I get it.
Trash that place. Treat myself to Plaza and eat at Skipper Canteen.
Beautiful. Erica?
Okay. So my eat is going to be Skipper Canteen, even though I've never eaten there. But that menu looks like something I would absolutely love. I've just never had the chance to go in there because no one ever wants to go with me. But that food is right up my alley.
The current menu just sounds delicious.
There's
with
like
stuff
falafel, right?
Yeah, they have falafel as an appetizer, hanger steak that tastes like chicken because it is been
chicken,
on the
yeah.
menu for years. The crew stew, the curried vegetable crew stew that's plant-based, the char siu pork, the sustainable fish, lamb chops that I love. That it's called Baba lamb chops. Great stuff, and then noodles as well too. I mean, a very
Also,
good-looking
Yeah.
menu.
they have now, as of like the beginning of this year, they have featured, I believe, cocktails as well.
What'd you call me?
What did you call me?
But yeah, so I feel like everything there is something that I would really love to try. So I'm going to go with that.
Mhm.
My treat is going to be Plaza. I've only ever eaten there once. But I loved that I could eat and then look at the castle, and I just thought it was very like a comforting place. So I feel like if I'm gonna treat myself, I'm gonna go there.
Yep.
And then oh my god, what was the trash? That's my
Tony's
last one.
Town
Oh
Square.
yeah, sorry, how did I forget that? I hate Tony's.
is the garbage can. This is the worst. It's the absolute worst.
Yeah,
and
no.
they call it Tony's Town Square.
That's why I couldn't remember it. It's like that bad. I don't like eating there. The only time I think I'd enjoy it if I was sitting outside while the parade was passing through. But
Yeah.
other than that, trash. No, thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to regret singing like that, and I know I won't be able to cut it out in any way.
Nope.
So I'm going to live with that. But we have what we would call here a trifecta agreement because I have the exact same opinions of both y'all's. I know I had Plaza in a nice place for the last one that we did where it was like the one I would go to all the time. And, you know, that's how opinions change. So after looking at the menu for Skipper Canteen right now, there's something there. I could eat a different thing there every single day. Pretty much go through every single one of those entrees, and I couldn't get tired of it because I'm constantly wanting to choose things that are different. Whereas with the Plaza, you know, I'm going to go to the meatloaf a lot. I'm going to go with maybe like the burger, but I'm not going to go with everything on that menu. So that's going to be more of the place that I treat myself with like, okay, I'm going there because I do want that meatloaf. And then the trash is just Tony's. Again, it's not bad Italian food necessarily. It's not great. Italian food is so subjective that what is one person's trash is another person's treasure. So I will not knock anyone for liking Tony's. It's just for me, the Magic Kingdom, it's not what I want. I just would rather get something else. And that's what I'm sticking with. And that will lead us into our final round for this of table service restaurants, where we have Eat, Treat, or Trash, Be Our Guest Restaurant, Cinderella's Royal Table, and Liberty Tree Tavern.
Dang it.
This one is a toughie. I know. This one and that second quick service ones where I feel like they were good.
I know it.
Okay.
I know
Erica,
mine.
lead.
I know mine.
The floor is yours.
Okay.
I yield my time.
So my eat is going to be Liberty Tree Tavern.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. It's just a great place. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it. It's just a really good place. That's why it's in my eat. My treat.
You don't care?
What?
It's fine. Who's sang that song, Ting Tings? I don't care. I love it.
Oh, that, yeah. Okay.
Random callback to distract you from the conversation. You're welcome. That's what you
It's
get with
fine.
a Craig hosted show.
So my treat is going to be Cinderella's Royal Table because I haven't been there in forever, and I feel like if I want to feel like royalty, I'm going to treat myself right, and I'm going to go and eat in the castle. I'm going to trash Be Our Guest just because what I can eat there does not match the price, right? That like that $67 what I ate does not even get me close to that price range. So that's why I'm trashing it. I love the atmosphere, but it's just not worth it monetarily for me. So those are mine.
So here's the interesting part, though, with that, Erica. I understand your standpoints on this, and we do. Once I don't actually, yeah, I believe the characters came back to Cinderella's last week, so we do now need to try to get a reservation for that so we can go there. The hard part is where our Be Our Guest restaurant. I want to say that was like $62 a person, $61 a person.
67.
67. Okay,
Yeah.
well, Cinderella's Royal Table, because the character aspect makes it even more expensive. A lunch there, $79.
No.
my God.
And for you, assuming you went with the plant-based, your option would be a Parisian gnocchi, seasonal vegetables, celery root puree, and vegetable demi-glace.
I would have to get chicken.
The chicken, Panda would not eat it because it's a marinated thigh.
Oh, I'll
grilled
eat
chicken, tangled pasta, pine nut pesto, and flowers.
Oh, I'll
which
do
sounds
that. Just
decent,
no pesto.
actually.
Because the pesto has cheese, but everything else is fine.
Yeah,
I would eat
you would
that.
have to double check that their pesto is made with cheese.
Yeah.
You would have to, but all things aside with that, yeah, it's oh my gosh,
That's really expensive.
very expensive, very expensive. But you're in the castle,
Yeah.
character.
I
meal.
mean, if I'm going to see princesses, I can't fully judge until I go back. It's
Okay.
been a very long time. But still, I feel like I would treat myself to that.
I will allow it right now, and
Okay.
that's what makes this one hard
It could
too.
change.
I feel like we really do need Cinderella's Royal Table to make a true decision on this one
Yeah.
because for me, I'll go next, Rhino, and then you can
Okay.
go. For me, my eat is going to be Liberty Tree Tavern because I will eat everything there nonstop. Unlike what I said about Plaza, I mean, going off that comfort food level, I could eat Thanksgiving food every day. I absolutely could. And I know their
I know
menu
you could.
goes beyond Thanksgiving food. I know I could do it. I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my soul. So
I think that's called. I think that's high cholesterol.
well, I mean, something you will also get from eating at Liberty Tree Tavern and Walt Disney World every day. But Liberty Tree Tavern, I'll put there. For my treat, I could go with Be Our Guest because between getting escargot and then making that choice between the pork chop that Rhino got, or doing the fillet that I had, it was decadent. Yes, it's expensive, but it truly tasted so good. I know I could treat myself with one of those, and just because I look at the price for Cinderella's, and without having the food there, I can't even look at that price and justify it right now. I can when Dreams Unlimited Travel is paying for it.
Ding.
But right now, it's just too hard for me to fathom that any amount of food, even adding in the character element and the setting, how it reaches up to that price. So it's tough, but maybe I'll be eating my words, and hopefully like a couple weeks from now when we say, hey, we finally ate at Cinderella's Royal Table.
And they served
here's how
you
it was.
like they did in the menu. Literally your words from this podcast printed on a tortilla.
I would be okay with that. Okay. Shows innovation in the kitchen. So, Rhino, what's yours?
I'm actually going to agree with you. Mine is eat. So I think we all love Liberty Tree Tavern. I haven't been there in a few years, but it's just one of those. I'm always like, it's a solid bet. It's comfort. It reminds me. It's got that, I love the Thanksgiving vibe, but also that reminds me of like Massachusetts. It's got that whole like New England. I don't know. I feel like you can get your money's worth there if you just keep eating. So I appreciate that. More. And I like that they. I don't know. I think it's good. It's solid. And then so for me, the treat is obviously Be Our Guest, because I have not stopped thinking about that pork chop.
That's good.
And the sauce on that pork chop. And I'm like, yes, it is expensive, like out of my like normal price range I'd be comfortable with, but like it's kind of the only thing that could be in there. It's not like they can turn it into something else. And like that pork chop was so freaking good. I can't get over it. And then I would trash the castle, because you know what? If they trash the restaurant, they can make it a walkthrough like how they do at Disneyland with the castle there. So it's like it could be something else. Again, I do really want to go to Cinderella's Royal Table because I've never been. But like when you said that price range, I was like, no. I'm the type of person, when it gets to a certain dollar amount, I will no longer be able to enjoy the thing that I am like consuming. Same way with liquor, food, any of that sort of stuff. Clothing, it gets like too expensive where I'm like, nope, now I like have to worry about everything to do with it. So it gives me too much anxiety. So you're going in the dumpster.
I will do everything I can humanly possible to get us into Cinderella's Royal Table so we can try that. I don't think it'll ever live up to that money. I swear, like I'm already started right now. I'm like fidgeting around on the app trying to book a reservation for this week out of nowhere because I want to go there. And I also want to do that because we have a lot of exciting dining coming up, and I'll talk about that in just a second. But I want to recap one more time here with this one. We all said eat for Liberty Tree Tavern. For treat, Rhino and I said Be Our Guest. Erica did not. And for trash, Rhino and I agreed on Cinderella's, where Erica had it in as treat. And maybe she will be right, and maybe we will be wrong. We will just have to wait and see. But that's it for this round of Eat, Treat, or Trash. Please, if you watched the first version and this version, let us know which one of the two you like more. Let us know if you want us to kind of do it this way, where we do the first one open-ended and then the second one this way. We can always do that. Hey, it's extra content for us that we just get to double up on every single park in that way. But I really want to like lock down a fun way to keep doing this. So please leave as much feedback as possible about this, so that way we can continue to do it for everywhere else at Walt Disney World and beyond in a fun and exciting way. But speaking of exciting, we have a bunch of exciting dining coming up. We have our reservation for Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, so we will be there on opening day for that review. Hopefully we'll get Cinderella's at some point here before even Roundup Rodeo. Rhino and I will be going to a preview of that, which is very, very exciting. Unfortunately, it's part of our media event, so that means they're going to throw all the food at us for free, so we won't be reviewing it, but we'll make sure to get all the photos and videos of it that we can to share on the Disney dining front. But yeah, then we will be back on opening day to eat there and do a full review of it. And as always, if there's other places you want to see us go to, always feel free to suggest it. Right now, we're going with that list of popular restaurants from wdwinfo.com and kind of checking those off the list. But we're willing to pop into somewhere else if you're like, hey, you're sleeping on this. This one wasn't on the most demanded ones, but you haven't done a review a review of it in forever or ever at all. So we're always willing to kind of throw those in there. But thank you, Rhino and Erica, for playing along with me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone out there, for taking the time to listen and watch to this. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and leave comments, questions, video suggestions, restaurant suggestions, all of that good stuff in the comments section. If you are listening to this, please subscribe to wherever you listen to the Disney Dining Show and leave fun ratings and reviews if you haven't done so yet. And if you want to support us more, you can always book a trip through Dreams Unlimited Travel. travel and get that free no obligation quote today at dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. But that's going to do it for this week's episode of the Disney Dining Show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again next time on another Disney Dining Show. Take care, bye-bye, and stay hungry.